we've got some massive amount of fireballs getting reported in. We've had some, yeah, we had some more geomagnetic storming still happening. We got another big monster sunspot starting to become unstable, and it's already flaring. We could see another geomagnetic storm within minutes or even hours here. Doesn't look to be a very big one, but we're going to talk about that. And the bigger storm is actually winding down. Also, some really, really cool aurora, and Steve made a visit too. So come on and let's just get into it, guys. So give me a 5 for 5, y'all, and we will get moving with this. Let me pull the chat up so I can see everybody just for 1 second here. Hey, Ron. Hey, thank you already, man. Wow, thank you for the gifted memberships. Uncle Mike, Dwayne, M. Sate, and Jim Dawson, Buckeye Jim got those. Telling you thanks, guys. You probably already did, so I'm not trying to like rain on somebody's parade there. But yeah, so yeah, thank you for that. Hey, Ron. If anybody has never seen that skit, they need to. It is one of the most awesome skits on Key and Peele. Ron and Balake. Oh man, it really is. It's a very, very, very cool one. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to see it because, yeah, it's most definitely needs to be seen. Okay, so guys, let's just go ahead and dive into it, and we're going to see what we got. I'm trying to highlight that message here. Is it going to show up or not? It doesn't look like it's showing up for some reason. I'm not sure why that's not showing up, guys. So I don't know. Let me try to highlight another one. That one showed up. I wonder why. Huh. Let's see here. Let's try it this way. There it goes. I got you. I got you now. Thank you, Aaron. I really do appreciate that. And sorry for this little bit of lag to get started here. Guys, I had so many things going on, man. My chair broke. My stupid keyboard decided it didn't want to connect because it's a wireless one. I had to deal with all kinds of stuff trying to go live here on time, and I barely made it, I think, within like a minute or two. So, we're not going to waste any more time. So, anyway, thanks again, Aaron, for that, and I'll stop again later on, guys, about halfway through, and we'll get to that. Members only tomorrow night. I've already got it scheduled. For those that are members, you've probably already seen it if you got your bell clicked. So, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. I was going to try to do it tonight, and I just could not get it done. Too much stuff going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with, well, let's just start with the fireballs. Let's kind of go a little different direction here. Okay? Check this out. Look at that. 260 of them. Now, guys, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and, you know, this is some really good space weather news. Is it catastrophic stuff? No. This is actually very cool stuff. You can definitely see there's a lot. Why? Why are we seeing all these fireballs getting reported? Right there. Okay? You see that right there? 176 Perseids. That is most definitely a lot. Okay? And just the Perseid meteor shower. It's time of year for that. Once a year we go through the debris tail of a comet that came through here. And they call it the Perseid meteor shower because it shows up, because it appears as those meteors are coming out of the constellation Perseid. So just, anyway, that's it. But now it's saying 84 sporadics, which means it did not really come from that same orbital plane. Okay? So they're different. They're coming from different places. Or they could just got knocked around. They could still, I'm sure there's a couple in here that are most likely still part of this meteor shower. But I wanted to show you guys that because it is, you know, it's just a really cool thing. And the main reason I show it to you guys is because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to come out here and say the sky's falling because of this. And this happens all the time. So that's why I cover this every time it happens. I don't want people to be scared or be misinformed and not understand what's actually happening there. Because when you see that, like on my thumbnail, that's an attention grabber, right? It's going to grab somebody and they're going to say, hey, let's take a look at that. Hey, Brandon, thank you. Thank you for the gifted membership, buddy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you 100 on that. Awesome. Thank you. Um, so yeah. Now, that's actually what's going on, right? So don't get scared when you see these kinds of things. But it is important to understand because when we come down here and look at the near Earth objects and stuff like that, that's what we see. And we'll get an uptick in newly detected near Earth objects because of this. Okay. Notice how here it says the year. That's when it was discovered. This is a fairly new data collection. Okay. We haven't been collecting, and we haven't had the technology to really do this until now, a few years back. So they're able to now do this. And we're going to see this happen quite a bit. Okay? Now, I wonder why that happened. That was weird. Very strange. I have never had that happen. Wow. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. That was, sorry guys, I had to pause there for a minute. I lost my feed for a second here. And I don't know why. So yeah. You can't see my screen share? In my, hold on. Alright, hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can't fix this, okay? You guys can hear me, right? I see. Sorry. Sorry. I am so sorry. Thank you, Ilea. Appreciate you. I got you. I got you now, Ilea. I got it, girl. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Wow. Okay. So I'm assuming you guys got me now, right? From what I'm seeing, everything looks to be on the up and up here. Hopefully it's good. Okay. 5x5. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well, I really don't know where I was at, but we'll go back up here. Okay. So this is 260. That really sucks. I hate it when I do stuff like that. I was trying to fix that chat highlight, and I didn't transition back over. That's what happened there, just so you guys know. All right, now, so again, everything I said applies. Hopefully you guys heard what I said. I'm not going to like go rehash all that. But if you look here, guys, the 2024 is, they always put the year in front here. So, that's what I'll say. No fireballs. Yeah. Are we good? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I think we're good, right? So you want me to go ahead and restart, Bill? Okay, I can do that. I'll run. It's going to be a little faster than what I did earlier, but guys, we're going through the Perseid meteor shower, so we're going to get an uptick in these fireball reports. It's just that simple. Okay, so you see 176 Perseids and 84 sporadics. So we're saying 176 come from the meteor shower itself, and 84 came from wherever. This I've seen this get up to like over 300 before. I think even 500 before. So yeah. Now, again, here on the near Earth objects, guys, you guys got 2024 here in the front. They do that because that's when they discover them. We haven't always had the technology to be able to data plot these things. So that's what's happening there. And it's just newer stuff, and you're going to notice throughout the years, it's going to continue probably for as long as I'm alive. Most of them are going to come from the current year. And oftentimes, guys, you'll come over here and look, and guess what? The meteor will already have passed. And then they'll post it because they don't see it till it passes us. So that's actually happened. Now, right here, guys, 2024 PZ3, 0.7 lunar distance. That means it was closer to us than the moon is. Okay? Doesn't mean it went in between us and the moon. It just means the distance between us and that meteor was closer than what the moon currently is to us. Now that was a 31 diameter, meter diameter, 31 meters in diameter meteor. Okay, yeah, that's hard to say. That's a small one, but it's not like really really small. A lot of times when we get these real close ones and we miss them until like right when it gets here, you'll see over here it'll be a single digit, like 8 or 3 or something like that. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you, Ilea. That's why you're like super mod. I'm serious, guys. I have never been exposed to a moderator that has skills as a moderator like she does. She is it's something to behold. It truly is. So anyway, thank you, sister. I really do appreciate that. I would have kept going for the next 10 minutes. My gosh. Anyway, so we got massive aurora also. So with that being said, Steve showed up. That's Steve right there. Okay? And you guys can probably see I'm trying to keep a little bit of fun in this, you know. I don't think there's any other way to be, but that's what we'll say here. Now, what's Steve? What's the difference, right? Now, I want to give a shout out, first off, to Dr. Tony Phillips. This website, in my opinion, is key to almost everything that a lot of us space weather channels are doing, okay? I can't point out anybody else that does not check this webpage daily. Okay? That's what I'm saying here. That's how respected this thing is. Now, a lot of people aren't going to say that. I am. I think it's ridiculous when people come out here and they show this and they don't even mention even the, well, I've seen them clip it, like cut out the stuff. So people thought it was coming from them. It's disgusting. It really truly is. It's disgusting when people do that. Not only is that theft of intellectual property, it's just flat out wrong. So, yeah. But he deserves a lot of credit. He deserves a lot of respect. And he gets it from most of us. So, just so you know. So, if you guys have one web page, it's all you can do is go look at it for a minute. This is the one I would point you to. Okay? Because right at the top, Space Weather News, he gives you a couple stories, and he's out. Right? Now, he also gives us good data over here. Sunspots. All the sunspots that are currently facing Earth are right here. Right? And it's just a good little hub. It really truly is. And he gives us the ability to go back in dates and see whatever he talked about whenever. It just really is a well put together app, and he's a very intelligent person. So anyway, so what is Steve? Steve is actually a thermo emission velocity enhancement. Thermal, right? Well, I forgot the word strong there. That's how you, let me see if he's got it here. Yeah, right here. See this right here? Strong thermal emissions velocity enhancement. Obviously, they didn't have to use those words, but they did because it spelled out the word Steve. Okay? Now, they're going to show up pink or red. Okay? Typically. Now, it looks like an aurora, but it's not. The pink glow is caused by, I'm just going to kind of read it here for a second. Get this, guys. 3,000 degrees Celsius ribbons of gas. Yeah. Talk about a sunburn. Anyway, so when you got, it says, but it's not aurora, right? It's that gas flowing through the Earth's magnetosphere at faster than 13,000 miles per hour. So, and we know that 13,000 miles per hour, when we're talking like from a CME, CMEs don't even come close to moving that slow. But when it's traveling actually through our atmosphere like that, it's inside our magnetic field in our atmosphere moving at 13,000 miles per hour. So strong geomagnetic storms do a good job of setting these ribbons in motion. Basically what happens, okay, and it's the heat generated and it's making that gas real hot. How is that heat getting generated? Well, I've talked about this quite a bit, and from what I understand, and I'm not an expert on this, but it truly is from the compression. Okay, so when we get hit, everything gets compressed up against our planet magnetically, right? And it pushes all the electrical fields, all the magnetic fields, all that stuff just gets pushed and pushed and pushed. Well, it's just like the filament I talk about in an old incandescent light bulb. I know I use this a lot as an analogy, but it really does help people understand. That filament has a coil in the middle for one reason. It creates that friction and heat as electricity passes through it. It causes resistance, which makes friction. Friction makes the heat. Heat makes the light, right? So in this case, the CME hits, right? Our magnetic field compresses everything, superheats things up, and sends the gases that are already here, right, moving at 13,000 miles an hour at a temperature of 3,000 degrees Celsius. That's why they show up in ribbons. It's not like a big haze or a glow, right? But they do resemble aurora, and this is something that actually we have just recently realized that that's what this is. I'm not sure how they figured that out, how they were able to get the temperature of just that specific part of the sky. Maybe they had a balloon or something. I really don't think a balloon would do it either, because 3,000 degrees Celsius is just going to pop anything. So I would think that somehow they have some sort of how to read temperature in the atmosphere that's high up. I really don't know. That's actually a good thing for me to look into. But I also want to point out here, guys, we've seen aurora, and let me give props again to ILEA and to who else sent me those? Give me 1 second, guys. I do want to show you those again because they deserve another look. They're just so freaking awesome. Where is it? Okay, I think this is it right here. Let's I think, what day was that? I think that's the one. Yep, it is. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll go ahead and put ILEA's up here right now. Okay, that's ILEA's, and so as you can tell, guys, this one is really special in my opinion. And I know I've been like really playing this up a little bit. I'm not really playing it up though. Okay, what I'm doing is telling you exactly how awesome this is. And the reason I'm calling it awesome is you got the Big Dipper in this thing. Okay? So when you get stuff like that, it's just amazing to me. That's all. I mean, it really truly is. You got the Big Dipper right there on the tree line. It is something to behold. It really truly is. Now, here's one from Bill Walsh. He got this from northern Pennsylvania, northeastern Ohio. I'll give Bill that's who sent that to me. So yeah, so I just think it was really cool. Really cool stuff. So thank you, ILEA, for that, and having the presence of mind to use your phone, because that's something I didn't. And it's just awesome to me. And she actually seen the faint haze with her naked eye, but when she pulled her phone out, obviously you're going to see it a little different, right? So that's kind of what you're seeing. Right here's the Big Dipper. So it really does look like aurora is in a bowl, and you got a freaking spoon dipping right into it. I just think it's an awesome photograph. I really, truly do. I really think she should sell this thing, because I bet people would buy it. I really do. I know they would. Aurora photography is like, yeah, people get all up in there. But I don't want to downplay this either, because this is pretty cool too, right? I mean, that's a pink haze. It almost looks like we got some sun still kind of trying to peek through here, but I'm not for sure. I can't remember what time he said he got this. He's a truck driver, so he's like, he's all over the place. So, but thanks again for sending those to me. Massive amount of fireballs getting reported in. Yeah. We've had. Sorry about that, guys. I clicked over to my. I hadn't hit live on the YouTube thing there. Anyway, so now let's go ahead and check out what actually happened yesterday, right? So we got to this 8, right? That's a G4. Then I'm not going to rehash everything I said yesterday, okay? It just would take way too long. So basically, we actually got to a G5 storm, a KP of 9, and I showed you guys that over here on the HP, right? I'm not sure if I can show it to you now because it's a little bit further back. I'd have to show it to you guys on the other. Well, let's see if it'll show me here. Nope, that's all in German. I need to translate that and look at it different. But anyway, back here, right at the height of that, we got to a G5 for like 30 minutes. And again, is it that big of a difference or a deal? Are we splitting hairs? Yes, we're splitting hairs there. But the higher you go up, the smaller amounts of movement are doing bigger and bigger things. What I'm saying is, if I was to say, hey, we're at a KP of 3 and we went to a KP of 4 for 30 minutes, it doesn't matter as much if I say, hey, we're at a KP of 4 or not 8 and we went to a KP of 9 for 30 minutes. You see the difference of what I'm talking about here? It exponentially gets, it's going to have a very, it's going to have a larger effect with smaller upticks, is what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, I want you guys to realize that. But now, again, I'm fine with calling this a G4. It was, okay? For all intents and purposes, it was. Almost the whole time it was a G4 for like 3 hours there, okay? We were G3 for, gosh, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, probably close to 18 hours. We dipped back down, okay? Then back up to a G2. They actually forecasted us to go back up again here, guys. Look. See this? So here in the next 6 hours, they're thinking we're going to go back up to a G1. So is that what's going to happen? I don't know. What I can show you is this. Is that between 21 and 24 hour here on the UTC time, right here, right about 2200, that's a G1 storm for 30 minutes. So we're close to it right now. Now, are we going to stay there? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and watch. Now, here's that sunspot, guys. Okay, this is HelioViewer, and this sunspot's starting to become unstable. We're starting to see blues and reds mixing. Also, something that I seen yesterday, I'm not sure if anybody else has talked about this yet or not, but it is important to know that the polarity on that thing is north-south. And let me show you what I'm talking about here, okay? So let me go here, and I want to pull this out because this is interesting. And what I mean by that is these north-south polarities are rare. They're not unheard of. I've shown you guys a few of them. But what I will say is the fact that every time we see one, they tend to be more active, okay? From all the research and stuff that I've seen and seen other people talk about. What am I talking about north-south? Well, we know that the sun cycle essentially is the pole flip on the sun, roughly about every 11 years. So negative and positive change places every 11 years on the sun. With that being said, the sunspots follow suit because those are on those magnetic lines. It's basically magnetic line poking through the surface and kind of getting kinked. That's pretty much what a sunspot is. And the phenomenon is kind of really caused because of the equator of the sun, equatorial regions. It's rotating faster than the polar regions. So it pulls everything. So what that does is it pulls the polarity, right? So we get the polarity negative, positive, left to right, or vice versa, depending on what hemisphere you're in. So to have one that's north-south like this is not really what it's supposed to be doing. Okay? It's not like it's not supposed to do it, but we don't see this very often. You can see the rest of the sunspots are left-right here, guys. Okay? This one here is not. Now, these tend to be a little bit more active, and this one's facing us right now. Like directly right in front of us. And also, like I said, it's getting more and more unstable. So let me zoom in here and let you guys see this because the reds and blues are getting really, really close together. When that happens, that's when we get the reconnection events and it flares. Notice how the reds actually even keep, it's almost like the red's getting ready just to surround this main blue core there. So, yeah. It's important to pay attention to that stuff. Okay? Because, you know, if this was a smaller sunspot and we really wasn't paying attention to it a lot of us, including myself, would probably miss that this is north-south. Unless somebody pointed it out to us. And the reason it matters, like I said a minute ago, is because they tend to be more active. Okay? So that's why I bring it up now. Anyway. We'll back off of that for a second, and then we'll go over here to... by the way, that satellite is in geosynchronistic orbit, which means it's from our perspective, but it stays over the same part of our planet at all times, and it always looks at the sun. It rotates itself to look at the sun at all times. Okay? So with that, I just wanted to give you guys a brief little thing there. I'm not going to show you guys the satellite because I screwed up the beginning of this video. I apologize for that too, guys. That was like... I just had... Literally, right before I went live, guys, my chair broke, and I had to fix it. My... Because I was trying to tighten bolts on it last night, and it got all jacked up and stuff, and I got a really cool chair for Christmas. It's a gamer's chair, and it's really comfortable, and I was just trying to adjust it, and I screwed it all up, but I got it fixed. Then my wireless keyboard decided it wanted to wig out and not reconnect. So anyway, I had to like plug my other keyboard in, and I was just trying to send out notifications. It was just a mess at the beginning of my stream, so I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyway, check out this coronal hole. I talked about this yesterday, and this is right at us, okay? This hole is it's a hole in the corona, okay? The atmosphere of the sun, for those that don't know. And what this is, guys, this is the surface. The surface of the sun is colder than the atmosphere. They sent the Parker SP probe, the one that kissed the sun, out there, got it into the atmosphere for a very short, limited amount of time, and they did get some data back from it that gave them some really cool theories and actually some pretty good facts of what's actually happening and why the corona's actually, the atmosphere is hotter than the sun's surface. It's puzzled them for years. I mean, they've had theories that are probably correct. A lot of them are. But they haven't been able to prove them out. So that was kind of one of the bigger steps towards that. So when you see these images, this extreme ultraviolet, when it's black, that's showing you cold. It's colder than the stuff around it. Okay? So just so you know how the imaging works. But yeah. So give me a roll call in there, guys, if you would. I would really appreciate that. And Aaron, thank you, man. I really do appreciate your donating those, gifting those 5 memberships again. And Brandon, thank you again also. Becky Hefferman's in here. Heck yeah. Hey, Ilea. I haven't talked to you yet today. I'm just kidding. Good to see you, sister. Thank you for having my back, as always. You really, truly do. I think everybody had my back there. I just wasn't looking at the chat. See, guys, when I tell you I put the chat away, I literally get it off my screen. Okay? Because if I don't, I will talk to you guys all the time. And I just can't do that because then we wouldn't have a show. I learned it the hard way. And, you know, guys, I made some small changes, very small, to the intro stuff. I can't tell you how much of a difference it's making. I can't believe it. As far as I'm concerned, the person that gave me that advice is a genius. He really just does know. Hey, Becky, we are going to do a members-only stream watching some court stuff. I posted that, just so you know. So if you want to come tomorrow, even if you wanted to, I could send you a Zoom link if you wanted to actually, you know, be a part of, like, talking to everybody. If you don't want to, don't feel like I'm pressuring you. I probably should have asked you that behind the scenes. I'm sorry. Got to put you on the spot. Okay, no, that's cool. Dennis, you are the man with the 5 gifted memberships, baby. Who got those? Cindy Lou, Regurgitating 9 o'clock News, Carol, K-Heads, Joe Valache. Woo-hoo, says Jennifer Bucks. Heck yeah. Love it. And good to see you, Jennifer. Really, truly appreciate you. You've been here for a long time. Central Kentucky, Noodlehead. North Carolina Mountains, Uncle Mike. Hey, we seen some, they had some, like, really crazy Aurora stuff going on down there. I can't remember who was showing it. I wish I could remember. But yeah, we really did. There was something odd about that. Let me highlight your thing there, Dennis. And let me check to make sure that we still have the right picture up there. The right images, right? Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate you. And yeah, Brandon, you too. Brandon and Ron, you guys are, you guys are just so awesome. And anybody that just wants to be a member and becomes a member, thank you. It humbles me every time. So, let's see here. That's right, Regurgitating. That's right. Heck yeah. Okay, that's cool, Becky. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? See, I got to get better at that too. I'm sitting here reading her comment, and I'm getting ready to talk about her comment, and I can highlight it and let you guys see it, so you know what I'm talking about here. See, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's yeah. Okay, I got you, girl. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, Mel. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let's go on with the space weather news. I got a little thrown back earlier, guys, so if I'm moving too fast, tell me. I don't think I am, but yeah. That really threw me for a loop earlier. It sucks when you're trying to rush around trying to get a stream started and all that stuff's breaking all at once, and then that happened with that. That kind of really just threw a wrench on me here real quick. But yeah. Anyway, see you here, Think. Good to see you. Hilly's in the house, baby. Heck yeah. All right. Chat. Officially. Go gadget. Put away chat. Anyway, this is the geoelectric field circuit. Okay? Circuit. Model. This is the geoelectric field at the surface. Okay? I've been explaining this probably now for going over a year and a half. And what I would say is that they're trying to bridge a gap and help earthquake forecasting between space weather and earthquake stuff. I will say this. When we see these coronal holes, every time we get a noticeable uptick in seismic activity. Okay? It is in the data. You cannot deny it. It happens. The reason, what needs to be studied here is why. Because if we know why, and we see the why happening, it can help us forecast stuff. That's why they're, kind of doing that. But it doesn't stop us from having the understanding that, hey, this is here. We need to be paying attention to, let everybody know to be on the lookout for earthquakes. Not that you can actually look out for an earthquake yet. The forecasting isn't that precise. Not even close yet. Okay. You might be able to give them a region or even a city or something, but you can't give them a time. It's not going to, you give somebody a 12 or a 24-hour time warning on an earthquake, that it's not it's not precise enough for people to take action, because they won't. They just won't. Until, bad stuff starts happening, and then they'll start paying attention. So that anyway, you get a coronal hole here, and seismic activity increases. Okay? That's why they're using this. Space weather, geomagnetic storming affects geoelectric. Okay? That's what you're seeing here. This is geoelectric. And believe it or not, guys, the opposite is true too. Geoelectric will have an effect on geomagnetic. It just depends on what's happening here. But you can see how we had a little bit of an increase right there on the end of the run. That's probably that second little burst of geomagnetic activity they're expecting right here. Okay? So that's probably my guess right there. Because we didn't really see a whole lot of activity until that last few frames right there. Okay? That's like 4 frames before the end. And you don't see really anything that strong before that, like hours before. So my guess is that we might be starting to see the beginnings of a small geomagnetic hit. Okay? I don't think it's going to be anything big. It's going to cause any kind of damage or anything. It's just something we got to pay attention to. That's all. This is density. Sun's off to the left. Space weather moving left to right. This is our bow shock. That's the first point of contact from space weather and our magnetic field. That simple. Now, that was density. This is magnetic pressure, okay? This actually will help you understand why Steve happens also. So when we get compressed, it pushes everything in, and you can, when this thing gets closer, you'll see the red build here in the front. You see that? See how they got a little bit darker color here? Right there, you see that? And the bow shock was pressed in, right? So that's visually showing you what's happening. It's increasing the temperature when it does that. So, yeah. I mean, I guess that's the best way I can explain it to you. Probably about the best visual I can give you for an explanation on Steve. I think it's a cool name, though. Anyway. So, alright. Now, this is SOHO. What's SOHO? SOHO is a satellite right here. It's 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Here's the Earth. It's from our point of view. It's basically, it gives us about an hour warning before space weather hits us. Plus, it's a coronagraph is what we're going to look at. This LASCO C2, coronagraph 2, right? LASCO instrument is on the SOHO satellite. Okay? That's how that works. It's an observatory. It's a space observatory. And, yeah. So, let me, get that off there. Sorry, guys. Hey, Darren. Good to see you. Hey, Daryl. Okay, chat back away. If I leave the comment up there like that for that long, somebody scream at me. And I'm sure you guys don't want to have the same comment looking at you all the time. Guys, when I'm doing this, I'm doing all the technical stuff on my own, and it you know, you've seen what can happen when you're doing that on your own. I went, what, 5 minutes with, yeah. What a rookie mistake. Anyway, so let's look at the 13th here. And this is a physical disc on the camera, okay? So all you really need to know is this is from our perspective, really honestly. This is a physical disc. So when we see what we call a halo signature, it means it's either coming at us or it's going directly away. Because just like looking at a tornado out in the middle of a field, if it doesn't look like it's moving, you got to take some action, okay? Because that means it's either coming right at you or it's going directly opposite of where you're at. And if it looks like it's growing a little bit, most likely that means it's coming at you. Same thing's true with these CMEs on this instrument, okay? We don't know what's on the other side of this from this instrument, right? So how do we tell? What do we do now? Well, we used to have stereo A, and, well, let me do this first. Where was that at? Right about there, okay? I'm not sure if you guys seen that haze. Let me back it up. See, do you guys see that? That's a flare. Okay? It's not always a flare when it does this, but this time it happened to be. Okay, because I already looked. Now, you see the flare, and then what this CME and this CME was already out there, right? So it flares here in 8 minutes. This CMEs take up to 3, 4, or 5 days sometimes to get here. So when I go forward here, you can even see it while the flare is even flashing, a little bit of energy poking out here. Watch. See that? And then you see almost like a half halo. It's even bigger than that. It's not a full halo, but that has a chance of hitting us. Okay? And the reason I say that, you can match up the times, and it does get real close. So that could be going off the backside. I'm not sure 100% yet. Okay? But as far as I can see, it does look like something's either coming right at us or going off the backside. Now, we just did have a flare at the turn of the day, but that does not match up with the time here. We're not going to see anything from the turn of the day here yet because there's a lag. All right. Well, we might. Look, see? So we had that flare, and now look. See, they've highlighted it down here. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what we got here. Ain't seeing much. Notice how we get a little bit of data here on the 14th. You see that? But yet, we don't get anything here yet on the 14th. And the reason why, when this tool sees a CME, it highlights it down here. So if I look at this one, let's take a look at this one. So it does look like there was a bit of a halo with that. So we're going to have to watch, okay? And we'll just have to pay attention. We'll revisit that one tomorrow, okay? Hey, Trinity, good to see you, girl. Guys, she was broadcasting the interview yesterday on X between T-Man and Mr. We'll just call it Mr. Electricity. How about that? It was awesome. Guys, I was over there watching and listening for a little bit, and my wife had dinner ready, so I went in there to eat. And I was trying to listen, and I was on Dex also did it too. And so I stopped into both and said, hey. But it was like listening to two friends FaceTime. It was crazy. It blew my mind. Especially all the other stuff that was going around it. You did a good job covering that, Trinity. You know, with the grandbabies and stuff in the background I think you had, and the dogs and stuff. That's a hard thing to get done. It really is. You did a good job with it. Guys, get over and check out her channel. Please. Okay. But that's pretty much all the space weather I got, guys. So what we got to look for here, guys, well, I forgot something. Let me look at this real quick because I promised everybody I would do this, and I need to do it anyway. The Aurora forecast. Can't remember who called me out on that in the comment section, but thank you. This is the what they're thinking tonight. Tomorrow, everything should be quieted down, guys. Okay? We're probably going to have a day or two where we don't see much aurora. It doesn't mean we're not going to have space weather, because we probably will, of some sort. We'll have some sort of eruptions on the sun, flares, all that stuff. We know we got to come back and talk about that coronal hole. It's facing us, and we're going to start to see effects from that too. My guess is we're going to see a seismic uptick, and that's going to be one of those things. We're going to, I think it was between the 11th and 12th was supposed to be the peak of the Perseid meteor shower. We did see a lot of aurora photography with the Perseid meteors in it. And that would be expected given what's going on, okay? I cannot show you those. And the reason I don't is because it's not my stuff. So when I get it from you guys, I can show it because I've been given permission. If I show it to you like here on this site here, and I give credit and all that stuff, yeah, all's cool. But I can't just go on somebody's whatever and take a picture and show it to you. That's not how it works. Number one, it's just wrong when people do that anyway. But I talked about that earlier. So, but I just want to give you an explanation on why I'm not showing you any more than that. So, okay, now let's do this. Okay, well, I'm not seeing a whole lot more here. Okay, of anything else that I missed. But the aurora, yeah. So that's kind of the forecast on that. So, guys, I'll be doing well, you know what? Check it out. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. If I go to live, right here. Here is the members only stream. I already got scheduled for tomorrow at 8:30. I'm hoping to start then. But I will tell you that if I have, it may be a half hour one direction or the other. And it could be an hour one direction or the other. I won't let it go out any further than that. And the reason why is I don't want to, like, hey guys, I'm not here, that kind of thing, right? So I don't want to promise I'm going to be here exactly at 8:30, But I wanted to schedule this to let you guys know that I am going to do this tomorrow night. So if you guys want to be a part of that, guys, it's Jessica's page. And let me go over here. And I'll show you her website here. Or her YouTube channel. Right here. Jessica Bailey Hassan. And if you guys scroll down through here, you'll see what I'm talking about. All this stuff became a possibility when COVID-19 happened. Okay, these are real court hearings. Okay? And people were there on Zoom. That's how they did it during all that stuff that was going on. They've just continued to do it because they noticed that they got more attendance. Okay? I'm not trying to show anything like really, really bad. Okay? So what I'll be doing, I'll try to pick out something. I mean, I'm not going to steer away from something that is, I don't know, maybe somebody's, oh, right here. What does it say here? Negligent mom is served with divorce papers. Start of Child Protective Services hearing. Okay, it's one of the hearings for that. And it's interesting to see the process. And Becky is a lawyer. That's why I was talking to her earlier. And she gave us some good insight during the last members only stream. And anytime she wants to come on when we're doing that, I'll be more happy to let her come on here with me, and we'll do what we need to do. But I was also going to extend that out to Trinity too. Trinity, if you want to be a part of the members only stream tomorrow, and if you got time, just let me know. It can be up till right at the second. I'm not going to hold you to anything because I didn't really ask you behind the scenes here. And I wouldn't hold you to anything anyway, because life happens, especially when you're as busy as you are. And yeah, Ilea, same for you. Hilly, same for you. A lot of you guys know, all you gotta do is ask me, or I'm just offering. So if you want to be like on the Zoom call with me while I'm live and talking about this stuff, I can make that happen. But these are very interesting things to learn about, number one. And it's also interesting to see how our system handles bad stuff. It just really is. And some of it we can laugh at. Some of it probably make you want to cry. Some of it make you want to hit the TV. But it just is. It's one of those things, guys. I've seen like these custody stuff. Making these people take hair follicle tests and stuff like that. If it was my courtroom, that would be the first thing I'd make them do. I'm just saying. And I know that they don't, because it's kind of like violating rights and you can't be biased, this, that, and the third. I get it, right? But for the most part, they end up having to do that anyway. Because I would say about 75 to 80% of the time, anytime there's a custody issue, you got drugs involved. So, that's just usually what happens. But anyway, guys, this is the members only stream for tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to, let's do this. I want to share her channel here. Well, you guys can see it, right? So I think I got it in my description anyway, but I'll have it posted in the members only. I'm probably going to email her too and see if she wants to come on and talk to you guys too. Okay. She's not a lawyer. Okay. This is her right here. So just know that. She's just running a YouTube channel doing this. There's actually a pretty decent sized genre of this now. It's pretty cool. I highly suggest people go check it out. Hey, Wise Jen, good to see you. Hey, the guy, what's happening? Okay, I got you, Becky. I seen your message there, for sure. I'll be looking for an email, okay? For sure. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't want you to feel obligated, though. So, and I know you said you don't get put on the spot. You're going to tell me no or whatever, but it's still, it would be rude of me just to assume that, you know what I mean? So, I just want to respect people. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean that you want to be out here talking about it, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, just try to respect everybody. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and pop off. I will be back tomorrow, obviously, for the members only stream. I will be doing the regular stream also, okay? Thanks to all the gifted memberships tonight, too. Dennis, Aaron, Brandon did one, too, so thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Truly do. Moderators, you rock. Ilea, thanks for saving my butt earlier. And Trinity, if you're still here, girl, if you want to be part of that tomorrow, let me know. Hilly, same thing, bud. Anytime you guys want to come on with me at all you gotta do is ask. You know, most of the time I'll try to make that happen. So, all right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves, and as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.